Take it over, man. It is all yours.
Did you start?
I did. Started the recorder.
Cool. All right, folks. How's everybody doing? I just sent myself just so
We opened it up.
Oh, never mind.
Just haven't brought it into us yet.
Should be somewhere. It'll pop up somewhere. Or let me see what Scott's charts look like. If we can still use this. No, we need a Donchian channel and stuff like that. Here we go. All right. How's everybody doing? There we go. All right. So I just brought it. This is just a daily chart here. It should be. It is. Okay, good. All right. So we had. So this is the inside bar, which is one of our swing trading methodologies. It's based on a consolidation pattern. There was two that set up today that looked really good. I think Scott you put out something in Lowe's too, right?
Yeah, Lowe's and Corvo.
Lowe's and Corvo. I just did Corvo just because we were doing other stuff in short term. But what this looks like is it's based off of, and the name is not really all that hard. Inside bar. That means the bar is inside. So what you're looking for, it's a 3-day or a 3-period. We only use a daily on this. A 3-period thing. So the inside bar is set up from the 27th, which is Friday. It's defined on Monday. So what you need is the low of day 2 to be higher than the low of day 1. And you need the high of day 2 to be lower than the day before that. So this bar is inside of this bar. Then what your trigger is you take the high from this day 2 bar, which the high was 74.37. Let me see if I can find a calculator. I'll just. There's one in front of me, but you guys can't see it, so that's not really all that helpful. Here's the calculator. All right, so we take this high, 74.37, and you want a 1% trigger above that. So 75.11 would be your trigger, and a gap up through 75.11 doesn't help you. You need to actually trade through that 75.11. That's your trigger to get long. There's 3 things that you need. Well, there's 2 things that you need after that. One, you want to have your ATR stop, average true range stop. You want that below in the case of a buy. You want it above in the case of a sell. You want the Donchian channel moving up, which means that essentially the last move needs to be in an upward direction. So if the channel if we just had like a little downtick here, that would negate it. It's nice when the hull is moving in your way, but it is not a disclusionary thing. So this is the hull moving average, which is, if you guys want the math on it, I can show you that, but just it's a time weighted exponential moving average. And what it does is, oftentimes when you're using exponential moving averages, they tend to be choppy because by their nature they're front loaded. Yep, that's what I'm talking about right now, David. And so what this does, there's a smoothing factor to it. I can give you guys I'll give you the background on the hull. And let's see. Here we go. From Alan Hell himself. But like I said, the hull. It's nice if it's moving, but if this happens to be flat or down, it doesn't exclude the inside bar. So then once you trigger that 75.11, then that's a signal to get long. And then it depends. In this case, Scott and I put out the exact same thing. We put out a vertical spread, but in a class like this where we have the opportunity to open up like calendar spreads, you're looking for a directional play. These are strictly directional plays, and it's not Bobby Hall. It might be Bob. I think they might be cousins. But yeah, so that's essentially it. We can look at lows. Same sort of thing. Here's your inside bar, ATR below, channel moving up. Inside bar here, your high from this day was 110.30. So 110.30 times 101%, 1140. 111.40 was your signal to get long here, which we're all looking really good. And then the market, we know what the market did today. So that's it. And so this gives you the essentially the reason to get long or short. And then it's up to, Scott or me or whoever is to figure out what the best way to play that is with options. Obviously, Charlie just buys the stock or sells the stock. We have a few other tools in our toolbox, and sometimes a calendar makes sense, sometimes a broken wing butterfly makes sense, sometimes a straight vertical, but it'll be something like that, and it'd be treated like a normal swing trade. So I would say on average you're thinking somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 to 10 days, trading sessions. Ideally, sometimes they take longer, sometimes they work or don't work right away. What is the dotted line? This is your ATR, average true range stop. I can give you some information on that. And let's see, who do we want to use? Vistapedia usually does a good job of this. I haven't read this, but usually they're pretty darn good, and it's free. So that's what the ATR is. What it is for our purposes and the options, when it's below, that's a signal that the bullish trend is confirmed. If we have all this stuff, the channel's moving up and everything, but the ATR is above, that means we don't do the trade. All right, any other questions? Get rid of all this stuff. So this was not an especially long video, which is probably all right. All right, and there's some written content on there, but this video is only it's less than 8 minutes long. How often do we use IB trades? I don't have any hard data on that. I would say that a couple times a week. I would say, and it just depends in general, since this is a breakout type of it's a consolidation and breakout type of trade, when you have a strong trending market, like maybe we did a few months ago, where now you can see that we're doing less of these because we're sitting here generally pretty close to all-time highs, which makes people a little bit nervous. We have the China stuff going on. We have the impeachment stuff going on. So there's not a huge appetite. People are definitely in a wait-and-see type of mode right now. So I can say, I know that you guys don't do day trading in here, but we are far doing way more day trading than I am swing trading right now. There are times when you can't help but kill it with a swing trade. Now you guys, and we don't do earnings plays over in STO, but you guys are going to be moving into earnings season, and that doesn't matter. What's happening in the outside markets, there will be lots and lots to do with earnings. And then what kinds of 3 periods? I don't understand, Merlin. What kinds of 3 periods? Oh, is it typically 3? Oh, no, it's always 3 days. Well, for example, here's your IB. You actually have 2 days after this IB sets up to act on it. Usually it's strongest if it happens the next day, but the day after that, it's still valid. If it happens a week later, it's no good. Okay, anything else? All right, cool. Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate your time. Hopefully this market figures out where it wants to go this afternoon and we get some more trade in. All right, thanks a lot, everybody. I'm going to stop the recorder. We'll get this out to you, and it'll be up on the campus, and it'll be in the room shortly. Thanks a lot.